one of the biggest questions, Chris, from really any advertiser is, what should my first month's budget be on Google Ads? What should my monthly budget be? People put a lot of concern
Yeah.
and thought into this. Don't know if they necessarily should. It's not that complicated. It's
It's a
very
good point.
flexible,
Yeah.
but kind of
Yeah.
speak to that. What would you tell a new advertiser when they ask you, what should my first month budget be?
So if you're a business, there's certainly new businesses. There's always a very thin margin of profit, right? You don't want to go too far past a certain point. So when it comes to setting your first month's budget, there's really no answer on what you should spend, because it really depends on what you are, what industry you're in. If you're a lawyer versus you're a plumber, I mean, different CPCs, different volume of searches, different value of client to you. So in the end, the best answer that I can always give to clients is pick a number. And this is hard to hear, and maybe some people won't hire me because they're like, well, that guy's too negative, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Pick a number where if you ran it for 1 month or 2 months, it won't put you out of business if you got nothing out of it. Now, obviously, you're going to get something out of it, but imagine you got nothing out of it. Pick something that won't put you out of business, but will bring enough impact that you can learn something from it. So if you expect your CPCs, your cost per click, to be $3, then $500 will get you pretty far. If you expect your cost per click to be $15, you're probably going to need maybe $1,500 to be able to get any kind of decent traction. 1,500 doesn't really sound, maybe closer to 3,000. That might be a better number to go with. But that's how I gauge it. Pick something that will give you enough learnings to make some decisions, but a minimum amount of risk, so it doesn't put you in danger.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to get hung up on this one, and it's really not that complicated. I think they get hung up because they're so used to postcards in the mail, direct mail, whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
Television advertising, radio advertising, where they have to set a fixed budget and they have to come up with the budget before they even get started. With Google Ads, it's very flexible. You can change your budget at any time. So don't get hung up on $1,000 a month versus $1,500 versus $2,000 versus $500. Just get started. Obviously, the more expensive an industry you're in, like if you get one law firm client, that's obviously worth a lot more money than selling one t-shirt or something like that. So
there you go.
That impacts the budget. But I would say most kind of local business advertisers, moving companies, lawyers, dentists, those kind of people, I'd say most start within that $1,000 to $4,000 a month range. I think you can start at 500. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you're a very small business, you can start at 300, 200, whatever. But most I see start between 1,000 and 4,000. And I would say pick a number that you're comfortable with running for 3 months in a row. I think that's the key. And if you're like, look, I don't know anywhere to start, I don't think you can go wrong with $1,000 a month for 3 months.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
just about anything, no matter what your CPC is. I have clients that spend $30 to $40 per click, and they spend $1,000 a month. So that means basically less than 1 click per day, typically. And they've been doing it for years. Works great.
Yeah, and that's okay, because it's all about making every dollar you spend profitable. And if you only spend a little bit of money each month, then it's okay, as long as it's profitable. But it takes time to get there. We call it about 90 days. So have something you're comfortable with running for 3 months. And also keep in mind, say you're not a new small business advertiser, but say like you're new to Google Ads, but you're some huge B2B company, and you want to put a real budget to it. Say you put in $5,000, $10,000 a month to start, and you're like, well, what if it works great? We don't want to be stuck at 5 or 10,000 when we could spend 50,000 a month. We don't want to be stuck with that for 3 months. Well, great news. When I say very flexible, you can change it at any time. It takes 10 seconds to change the budget. So if you go for 2 weeks at $5,000 a month as a big company getting into it, and you really like the results, then you can easily change that to 10,000 a month pace, 15,000, 20,000 a month at any time. So you're not married to the 3-month thing, but it's kind of a guideline. And if at any time you want to get more aggressive sooner, you can definitely do that. And so that's how